What's up, goodies? Welcome back to my channel and to my kitchen, how to cook. And today, honey, I'm going to show you how I made this delicious, blessed turkey neck stew in my kitchen, fast, easy, and simple, honey. So, if you want to see how I cook this thing, yeah, come on and let's go. Let's cook. So, yes, my love, we are going to cook this thing nice and simple, but with the twist, right? Now, I'll walk you through all the little things that I'm going to put on this particular turkey neck recipe, and to show you you must do when you're cooking turkey necks in your kitchen, right? All right, so now my turkey necks are there, and my turkey neck has been cleaned. We clean it. Take off the nicks and cranny off it because you don't want to cook turkey neck with nicks and cranny on it. Now, when you clean up your turkey neck, this is what you're going to cut off. You're going to cut off all that little excess amount of something what that needs supposed to dip on it. Now, to get it nice and cleaned up, we're going to add 1 lemon, right? And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to make it soak, right? I'm going to put some vinegar. Use whatever kind of a vinegar that you have in your kitchen, but in this case I'm just using plain white clear vinegar. So I'm going to go ahead and just add that to it, right? The more the merrier. And so I'm just going to let that sit for about 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, I'll come back and we'll move on to the next shibam bam bam and season up that, right? Now, first let me walk you through the things what I'm going to use, the seasonings that I'm going to use to cook it up. Now, you're going to need some paprika because the paprika is giving it color. This one is not brown stew, and like I said before, this one is stewed honey. So you're going to need a paprika. The more paprika, the better. Now, since I'm doing turkey necks, I'm doing my turkey season. Now, you can also skip the turkey season if you don't have that. Just use all-purpose season or chicken seasoning, all right? Now, you're going to definitely need some onion and garlic powder. Of course, the girl will use some combo seasoning to the mix, right? Now, if you don't have the combo seasoning, you might say, use some kind of an all-purpose seasoning. All right, you could use this one. These are the Maggi. You could use the Maggi. You could use the Grace, right? Maggi options, you know, so you can't get it wrong this time. All right, now, you know I love Ocherios brand, so I do have at hand the Ocherios all-purpose seasoning. You could use either one of these or any other seasoning, all-purpose seasoning that you could find, right? But them there are the one where I really keep in my kitchen because some of them contain way too much salt. Now, you're definitely going to need some black pepper and some garlic. Fresh garlic. I'm using the minced one here. But if you have the regular garlic from the farmer's market, use that. Now, to cook it down, I'm going to add the apple cider vinegar to it. Now, you might say, well, how come I use apple cider vinegar twice? I'm using the apple cider vinegar to cook it down. This one, the apple cider one, is going to give it a nice little flavor when it simmers. And over here is the regular vinegar, right? This have to just clean up the meat. But if you don't have the apple cider, of course, you could use this, okay? Now, moving right along over here, I'm going to show you the other things that I'm going to use to stew down the turkey neck. I have some scallions here. I'm going to use 3 stalks of scallion, fresh from the garden, okay? I'm also going to add 2 potatoes there, some thyme, 2 carrots, and a bell pepper. I'm going to use the green one right here. You could substitute that out for whatever you like, or you could add more colors if you want as well. 1 large onion, for sure you need that. And I'm going to add some fresh ginger to it. I'm not going to use the entire ginger. I'm just going to cut off a little piece and cut it up in the stew, right? Now, I'm going to be using some extra virgin olive oil. Of course, you could use whatever kind of olive oil that you have in your kitchen. Or any kind of oil. You don't have to use olive oil. Use whatever you can find. But I'm going to use this one. And then the main event for the recipe is tomatoes. All right, you're going to need a lots and lots of tomatoes. Now, if you don't want to use a can like I'm using here, this is exactly a 1 pound 12-ounce can, so it's fairly big, right? Now, if you don't want to go this route, you could use fresh tomatoes, but make sure that you have a lot of the tomatoes. and because this is the vocal point of this stew recipe, right? I like to use this one because it gives it a nice little sweet natural flavor, and that's why I'm gonna use that. All right, so see you back when my meat nice and clean. Okay. Okay, goodie, let's get into seasoning up this turkey necks because we want it to have mad crazy flavor. All right, now the first thing you want to do is add some salt, and also know that salt is optional. I am going to be cooking with it today, but however, I am just going to sprinkle just a tad bit because that seasoning that I'm going to use, which is a turkey season, it does contain salt. I'm going to want overload this thing with too much salt, right? So I'm just going to add about a teaspoon of black pepper, right? And then I'm going to add about another teaspoon of the turkey seasoning, all right? And then we're going to add about a teaspoon of the onion powder to it. I'm not measure, but this I'm making only a teaspoon, right? Probably add more than a teaspoon, I put, but you just go for a teaspoon. And it also depends on how much meat you are cook. I am cooking about 2.5 pounds of turkey necks here. A teaspoon of garlic powder, and that look like more than a teaspoon too. And I'm going to add the cucumber seasoning, and because I love that cucumber seasoning, I probably put a tablespoon of cucumber seasoning. And if you're not using this cucumber seasoning here, add all-purpose seasoning, and whatever kind of all-purpose seasoning of your choice will work. All right, now I decided to roll with the crushed red pepper flakes. I'm gonna add that. I don't want to add no scotch bonnet in it today. My husband does not eat turkey necks, so I'm cooking this for my daughter, and you all know that I can't eat it either, even though this is one of my favorite things that I used to love to eat before I get into this vegan life. I can't have that, so daughter is going to be having all of that. Now I'm adding the paprika, and the paprika never had a whole lot of that. It's like so needed for this recipe, so there's like no measurements for this. We just go ahead and just add the paprika because I want it to have a red color and not a brown one, because we're not doing brown stew here. All right, so I'm going to add the ginger, and if you don't have fresh ginger, ginger powder or ginger paste will work just fine. Now to that, we are going to add the garlic, fresh garlic. I'm adding about a tablespoon. I'm going to add a little bit more because I love garlic. We're going to go ahead and dunk garlic. And yeah, I love to cook with garlic, a lot of garlic. So we'll add a little bit of extra to that. And trust me, those turkey necks will appreciate the garlic as well. Now, I'm just going to add a tad bit of the apple cider vinegar because I want this to cook with it, right? And that is all I'm going to add here. We're just going to go ahead and just mix this in. Now, if you want a really good result here, you could definitely put this in the refrigerator and let it sit overnight. However, make it marinate for some kind, like even half an hour or something, even an hour. I'm going to let mine sit for an hour because I want those necks to have flavor. And then when I come back here, we're going to get this ready for the stove top, all right? So just go ahead and just rub it in. If you want to put it in the refrigerator for that hour, you put it in the refrigerator and let it sit for an hour. But within about 15 minutes before you cook it, you take it out from the refrigerator and let it sit on your countertop and thaw a little bit, okay? That is how you're going to get the flavors all up into the meat here. Okay, so that looks pretty darn good. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just make that cover up real nice. And then we're going to cook it in about an hour. All right, so see you back in 1 hour. Okay, y'all, so I have my pot on the fire right here. I'm going to go ahead and add the extra virgin olive oil to it, right? And then you want to go in and start adding your meats. Okay, so you're going to add the turkey in. And remember, this has been cooking for about, this has been marinating for about an hour, all right? So we just want to go ahead and add it in, and make sure that you added it into the oil when the oil is nice and hot. Don't add it into cold oil. Alright. Add in them good there. Now remember, you don't want this to burn. You're not trying to get this to have a brown look, because we are not doing the oxtail remedy. Like if you're going to cook oxtail, you're not going to do it that way. You want this stew to have a red look from start to finish. So if you add in your meat and you think it is too, if it's not red enough, just go ahead and add the paprika. The paprika is what is going to give it a nice color. That is what you need it to be looking like, alright? Want it to stay with that red color. Alright? So don't be afraid to add the paprika to it. Alright? That's looking really nice already. Alright, so. Alright, so the next thing you want to do, you want to make sure that you have some broth, alright, or stock. I'm using the beef one here, alright, beef. Now, if you don't have beef, of course, you could use chicken or vegetable, whatever kind of stock that you have, just go ahead and use it. I'm going to add about 2 cups of the beef broth to it, okay. That's all we need to do here. That's it. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to cover this up. And I'm leave the heat on, like say, medium heat, and make it cook, right? Make it go and cook. And after about 30 to 40 minutes or so, I'm going to come back and check it and see where it's at. The water should go down, or the broth should go down, or the stock should go down, definitely. And if that goes down, you're going to add another 2 cups of it to it, all right? But you want to make sure it's cooking a flavor. And if you want to add more paprika, feel free to go ahead and add that, okay? That is it right there. I'm going to go ahead and cover it up and allow it to cook for about 30 to 40 minutes, and then I will meet you back here. Okay, y'all. So this is what your veggies are going to look like. Be sure that you cut up your onions, your bell pepper of choice, scallion, and your potatoes and your carrot. Make sure you cut it up into some nice little pieces, because you are making stew, okay? So don't make it chunky. Now you're definitely going to need 2 cups of the broth. Whatever you did use, whether you use chicken or beef or vegetable, whatever kind of stock or broth that you need, that you used before, you're going to need 2 more cups, okay? Because you're going to need to cook those veggies right here. Now this is what your crushed tomato is going to look like. And again, you can make your own by just getting your tomatoes, put it in the blender and blend it, and you're going to have perfect stew tomatoes, okay? Now I might add some more paprika to it, but I'll see how it looks as the recipe finish up, okay? Okay, my lovelies, so my meat is nicely simmered down, perfect, just the way we want it. So it's like halfway done already. Perfect. It's looking also good. All right, now we're going to finish up this thing, right? So be sure that you have all that good seasoning cooked down into the meat until it looks pretty much like that, okay? You want to make sure that it's nicely cooked and simmered. All right, so this is what you want to do here now. So that you are going to add all your vegetables in, your carrot, the potatoes, scallion and thyme, the onions, the bell pepper, and all of that good thing, the scallion. Just add everything in, okay? You want to go ahead and add that and just mix all this in together. Okay. Oh yeah, baby, this is looking oh so good, y'all. So good. And trust me, the smell that's coming out of this pot, ain't no joke, baby. Trust me. All right. So now this is what you're going to do here. You're going to go back in and add those 2 cups of the stock, beef or chicken or veggie. Just add that in. And then you're going to add in the crushed tomatoes. Just add that all up in there. All right, at this point, you want to make sure that your fire is on a medium heat because you want to be sure. I'll make sure I put some water in the can and get everything out. All right, so you want to be sure though that this thing is not, you don't want it to cook fast from this point. You want it to cook real slow, okay? Very, very slowly. This is gonna kind of like steamed, really. So yeah. Oh, look at that. And the thing don't even done yet, you know, goodie. Look how that look nice. Perfect, right? So we're going to let this cook at a medium heat until it cooks nice and tender, okay? Remember, everybody meat texture is different. So it might cook faster than yours, but you just want to allow it to cook nice and tender. I'm going to go back in and add some of the paprika because I am making stew, y'all, and I want it to be nice and red colored. So I did add some more of the paprika, okay? Oh yes, you could also add some tomato paste if you'd like, but do not add ketchup to the mix. And that is how that looks thus far, y'all. All right, nice and perfect. And this should be done in about another, I'd say, 40 minutes. We just want to allow it to cook nice and tender. I can't give you no estimated time of when it's going to be finished. I know it's halfway cooked, but I want it to be like the meat like falling off the bone, right? So we're just going to allow that to cook, right? And when I come back, I'll finish that up, add a little bit of fresh parsley on top, and we should be done here. Alrighty. That is looking oh so good. That stew is looking oh so good. And so I'll see you back here in another like 30-40 minutes, alright? Okay, my lovelies. So my stew is all done here. All done. The only thing I'm gonna do right now is just throw some fresh parsley up in that bad boy. And if you don't have fresh parsley, of course you can always use dried ones. But that is all we are going to put in here, honey. And turn the fire down for sure, right? The fire was on a medium heat. Now I put it on low heat. And just spin all that good parsley up in that goodness. Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh. Look at that stew. That stew right here is everything. Everything. Nice and thick. Everything come together nice. Let me give you a closer look on that stew because you can't miss this out. Look on that. That stew right here, honey, is everything. Look at that. Look at that good stew. Oh, man. With some white rice, some rice and peas. Whatever it is that you like to eat this with, you can have it. Because this right here is flavor on top of flavor, honey. Look at that. Man, this is one of the best turkey necks you will ever make in the kitchen. Nobody now gonna look at you the same after you make this. Trust me. Look there. You see that? Look on that. Look there. Look on that view yourself. Look on that. This right here is divine. Oh, look at that. So that is done. That is all done here, honey. Look at that. That is divine. Divine. Nice and thick. Upon the gravy there. The gravy talk. Make sounds. Yes. This stew, you have to give this a try. You have to. Alright, so that is it right here. This is for daughter. This is daughter request. Alright. Perfect on some white rice. Right? Look at that. Look at that. Just look upon that. Just look at this. Look. Look at that, y'all. Look at that. Stew. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Oh. Anyway, yeah, that is it. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you did like it. And yeah, share with all your friends. And guess what? I'll see you in my next one. As always, remember, from my kitchen to your kitchen, enjoy!